This week's update will feel different, and that's not an accident. It's the result of being sick, juggling house emergencies, and trying to hold it all together while still recovering. I have no growth hacks, no productivity tricks this week. Just real life, real mess, and real limits. This week's update is different. I didn't launch anything. I didn't build anything. Instead, everything broke down. And maybe that's part of the plan too. Hi, I'm IVK, and this is the 90-Day Freedom Build. I'm building lifestyle and financial freedom in real time. While pregnant, working a 9-to-5, raising a toddler, and creating digital products from scratch. Subscribe if you want to follow this journey week by week, especially the parts that no one shows on social media. This is what happened this week. Monday was Liberation Day here in the Netherlands, which is a public holiday. Usually, Monday is my CEO day, but I already made plans to make it a family day instead. What I imagined was waking up and having our usual messy toddler breakfast, making time to take a walk, and if I was lucky, I could have time to do some planning for LyfStyled. Instead, I found myself scrubbing dishes by hand and Googling why dishwashers die young. You might be wondering what were the first signs of trouble. There was a weird puddle on the floor. At first I thought, maybe it's just water. But it was oil leaking from our dishwasher. We hadn't even unpacked yesterday's clean dishes when we realized something was wrong. And like a comedy sketch, the oven tripped the power supply and took out other appliances in the kitchen with it. So there we were on a public holiday, losing 2 appliances that form an essential part of our lifestyle systems at home, all in one go. My toddler was totally unfazed by all of this. He expected the usual story time after dinner, but instead found mommy washing dishes and daddy pulling appliances out of the cabinets. So he unpacked the entire cabinet in protest. We were too tired to argue with him, so I just let him be. By the time the electrician arrived, we were just done. I greeted him, then went to lay down for a nap. And by the time I woke up, he had already finished and left a report. And it turns out that actually our house had some electrical system faults. Possibly that's what killed the appliances. When your lifestyle systems, the things that you rely on daily, start collapsing, it hits deeper than just another inconvenience. It unravels the quiet routines that keep your life functional and in harmony. And now this might sound dramatic, but in our home, appliances aren't just luxuries. They're part of a system that keep us sane, productive, and supported. The dishwasher? It's not just about the dishes. It's about having 20 minutes of toddler story time every night instead of scrubbing and drying.
Goed zo, ja, dat is ook een beetje, hè?
It's about freeing up time for me to work on LyfStyled, rest and breathe. And the oven? It's how I prep large meals all in one go. And without it, we are stuck batch cooking meals in the air fryer for over an hour just to have dinner. These are lifestyle systems, not just machines, but building blocks of conscious lifestyle we've designed, and they support both work and rest. You know, sometimes you don't need a breakdown to reset your life. Your house can actually do that for you, and that's what I experienced this week. Let me give you an update with regards to my health and life. You know, while all of this was happening, my body was also breaking down. On top of it all, I was sick. I hadn't been to the GP yet, but I felt worse every day. By Tuesday, my body just gave in. I called in sick to my 9-to-5, and then I went to the doctor and started the treatment that the doctor prescribed for me. I basically spent the rest of the day in bed. My brain was still racing because I felt like lifestyle was being left behind, but something shifted in me. It was a reminder of what I already knew. LyfStyled is a lifetime of work for me. I will not be retiring from helping people build lifestyle and financial freedom anytime soon. This week, where my priority is to rest and recover from me and my unborn child, is not a failure. It's a blip in what I hope is an 80-year-long life for myself, where I can be sharing and working on LyfStyled. It was a reality check, a reminder that not everything can be managed. Not everything can be optimized or controlled, and that's okay. But this is what building lifestyle and financial freedom actually looks like when you're living in the real world. Things break, people get sick, and the tools that you've put in place to support you either work or they don't, because this week isn't glamorous. Now, having the money to replace the dishwasher without panic, that's the result of two tools I've always talked about. The transition fund calculator. This is how I planned financially for my upcoming extended maternity leave. It's why I'm not spiraling this week. The emergency fund calculator. This is how we handled the unplanned expenses of replacing the essential items that just broke down. We already knew the goal for our emergency fund, and we were able to use those funds in order to immediately just buy a new dishwasher because we needed it. These tools aren't hypothetical. They're what I use. They're why I can stay calm even when everything breaks down. So, if you want to try out these tools, the transition fund calculator is free for the first 100 users. And I will leave the links to both the tools in the description down below. Looking ahead for the rest of the week, my husband is going away for a short trip this weekend, and I'll be home with our toddler and a babysitter. I'm not expecting next week to be perfect or even productive. But I've learned that progress isn't always about movement. Sometimes it's about resilience. It's about keeping the systems that work and rebuilding the ones that break. If you're building freedom with limited energy, limited support, and limited time, you're not alone. I see you. I am you. If you want to see what it really takes to build lifestyle and financial freedom while working, parenting, and recovering, subscribe by hitting the button down below, because I share the messy middle part so you don't feel alone in yours. Links to the transition fund calculator and the emergency fund tool and other lifestyle resources are also in the description. Let's keep building our lifestyle and financial freedom together. I'll see you on the next video.